Hey everyone, it's the Monday Master here, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to master subitems in Monday.com. We're going to go through what they're used for, how to set them up, how to automate them, and share some limitations to keep in mind so that by the end, you'll be using subitems like a pro. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Monday.com guides and time-saving tips that I'll continue to release in the future. For my example, we're going to use a single project board that has two subitems already built into it. By definition, subitems in Monday.com are mini tasks or details that are nested under a parent item, giving you a hierarchical way to manage complex workflows. It's recommended best practice to only use subitems for tasks. If it's something else, it's more than likely recommended it should have its own board with its own process, and you can use the connect boards column to connect them. Whereas subitems are used to break down large tasks into smaller, actionable steps or deliverables. It's also going to allow you to track multi-dimensional data. For example, if there's multiple team members that are assigned to different project deliverables, and manage dependencies and timelines for tasks that are part of a larger goal or larger tasks. As mentioned, we have two subtasks that are already created for us in this single project board. To add additional subitems, you can do so very similar to how you might add a parent item. Under the line item that says add subitem, you can just add any subitem or type in any subtask that you might need to. If it's for a new item that doesn't have any subtasks a part of it yet, you can just hover to the left of the item name. A horizontal caret will appear. You can just select it, and it will then give you the same chance to add additional subtasks for that parent item. You'll notice that subitems or subtasks have a unique column structure to their parent line items. Although unique to their parent line items, subtasks will have the same structure as other subtasks from a different item. So it is two unique column structures, one for the parent item level and one for the sub item level. Just as you can add data to the parent item level through adding columns, you can do so to the sub item level. You just have to click the plus button and it'll give you the same opportunity to add any columns that you don't have at the sub item level. So if you need additional status, maybe you want to add in priority of each of these sub items, you can do so just as you would at the parent line item level. Now, by default, you're not able, or the information at the sub item level is not aggregated at the parent item level, but it's very easy to add it. You just click three dots to the right of the column name at the sub item level and just hit share or show summary at the parent item level. And notice now you'll get an aggregated view of that subtask progress. And as you click done, it's going to fill up that progress bar, as again, it's an aggregated view of what's going on at the sub item level. This works for all columns, so you can show a summary of the owners, a summary of the due dates, whatever data at the sub-item level, you can show a summary of it at the parent item level. Just as you're able to mass action parent items, you can also mass action subtasks as well. You have the same options to mass action against these sub-items. You can move them to different parent items. So I could move the subtasks for task 1 to task 2, which will then enable you to also move them to different boards. You can convert these subtasks to the parent item level. It'll ask you to map the sub-item columns to the parent item columns. You can then move parent items back to the sub-item level. It'll then again ask you to map connectivity from the sub-item columns to the parent item columns. And lastly, you can automate your sub-items as you can at the parent item level. As you know, automations are a way to save time and ensure nothing's going to fall through the cracks. So the process of automating sub-items is the same as you would parent items. There are also sub-item categories in the automation templates, which will allow you to deploy sub-item automations very easily. So there's a lot of great ones that are templates that are very commonly used. For example, this one here, you can say when the status changes to something, notify somebody. Ensure that you're selecting the sub-item column status. We'll say when it changes to done, we're going to notify myself and we're going to say, hey, Mike, the sub item is in this status, and that's going to be our message. And we'll go ahead and create that automation. You could even automate the creation of sub items. So you could say every time an item is created, you can create a list of sub items. So you can create multiple. It's up to 6 sub items that you can create at a time. If you need more, you can certainly add more nuance into it. It looks like you'll actually get a little bit more than 6. We just have to type in the information that is created. So let's say that this is sub item automated 2, and we'll just do 2 sub items that'll be created when a new item is created. We'll go ahead and create that automation. And then we're going to create one more from the sub item templates. We'll say when all sub items have the status of something, we're going to change the item status to something. So we're going to say when the sub items all change to done, change the item's status to also be done. So we'll take a look at all of these in action. So first, let's add a new task. Notice when a new task is added, it's going to automatically create our sub items. When these sub items are checked off as done, it's going to notify me, hey Mike, sub item automated is done. Notice it doesn't change the parent item status just yet, but when both sub item statuses change to done, it's also going to change that parent item status to done and also notify me, hey Mike, sub item auto 2 is now done. Sub items can also be incorporated in things like reporting and Gantt charts. So if I add a couple of due dates to my sub items here, and I quickly just wanted to create a Gantt chart with these sub items, it's very easy to do so. We'll just jump into the settings and notice I can just select my sub item columns, group by certain sub item columns. Maybe it's their parent item, color them differently. Maybe it's the status, but you can still use sub items at the reporting level in Monday.com. Just one limitation to keep in mind when it comes to sub items, you can only make them dependent on other sub items. You do not have the ability to make a sub item dependent on a parent item. If a sub item is dependent on a parent item or vice versa, it's recommended that sub item should likely be a regular line item to incorporate the dependencies effectively. So overall, sub items are a powerful way to break down tasks, track detailed workflows, and automate processes. Mastering sub items can really supercharge your productivity in Monday.com. Let me know if you have any other ideas for mastering sub items or have any questions, and I'd love to help. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Monday.com tips. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me either via email or any of my socials linked below this video.